भक्ताय
तुष्टो अहम् आद्या तव मानवी मानदाय
शुश्रूषया परमया पराय च भक्त्या
शुश्रूषया परमया परया च भक्त्या
यो देहिनाम् अयम् अतीव सुहृत्स देहो
यो देहिनाम् अयम् अतीव सुहृत्स देहो
नावेक्षिता समुचिता क्षपितुम् मदर्थे
नावेक्षितः समुचितः क्षपितुम् मदर्थे
कर्दम उवाच
कर्दम उवाच
तुष्टो अहम् आद्य तव मानवी मानदायः
तुष्टो अहम् आद्य तव मानवी मानदायः
शुश्रूषया परमया पराय च भक्त्या
शुश्रूषया परमया परया च भक्त्या
यो देहिनाम् अयमतीव सुहृत्स देहो
यो देहिनाम् अयम् अतीव सुहृत्स देहो
नावेक्षितः समुचितः क्षपितुम् मदर्थे
नावेक्षितः समुचितः क्षपितुम् मदर्थे
कर्दम उवाच
कर्दम उवाच
तुष्टो अहम् आद्य तव मानवी मानदायः
तुष्टो अहम् आद्य तव मानवी मानदायः
शुश्रूषया परमया परया च भक्त्या
शुश्रूषया परमया परया च भक्त्या
यो देहिनाम् अयम् अतीव सुहृत्स देहो
यो देहिनाम् अयम् अतीव सुहृत्स देहो
नावेक्षितः समुचितः क्षपितुम् मदर्थे
नावेक्षितः समुचितः क्षपितुम् मदर्थे
Anybody likes to chant?
माताजी
Yes.
कर्दम उवाच तुष्टो अहम् आद्य तव मानवी मानदायः शुश्रूषया परमया परया च भक्त्या यो देहिनाम् अयम् अतीव सुहृत्स देहो नावेक्षितः समुचितः क्षपितुम् मदर्थे। हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। कर्दम उवाच तुष्टोऽहमद्य तव मानवी मानदायः शुश्रूषया परमया परया च भक्त्या यो देहिनामयमतीव सुहृत्स देहो नावेक्षितः समुचितः क्षपितुं मदर्थे। हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। मैं chant माताजी।
Yes, yes.
कर्दम उवाच तुष्टोऽहम् अद्य तव मानवी मानदेयः शुश्रूष्य परमया पराय च भक्तया यो देहिनाम् अयम् अतीव सुहृत्स देहो नवीक्षितः समुचितः क्षपितुं मदर्थे। हरे कृष्ण माताजी। थैंक यू माताजी।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। तुष्टोऽहम् अद्य तव मानवी मानदायः शुश्रूषया परमया परया च भक्त्या यो देहिनाम् अयम् अतीव सुहृत् स देहो न अवेक्षित समुचितः क्षपितुं मदर्थे। हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। कर्दमा उवाच तुष्टोऽहमद्य तव मानवी मानदायः शुश्रूषया परमया परया च भक्त्या यो देहिनाम् अयमतीव सुहृत्स देहो नावेक्षितः समुचितः क्षपितुं मदर्थे। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। कर्दम उवाच तुष्टोऽहम् अद्य तव मानवी मानदाय शुश्रूषया परमया परया च भक्त्या यो देहिनामयमतीव सुहृत्स्वदेहो नावेक्षिता समुचितः क्षपितुं मदर्थे। हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
Thank you. Yeah, it is aham. Okay. So when you see the word translation, you can see aham. Aham means me. So tushto aham. A will be silent here, but there's an apostrophe. So that is aham. Okay. Okay. Neeraja Mataji, Hare Krishna. Can you repeat?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, synonyms. Kardama Uvacha. The great sage Kardama said.
Kardama Uvacha. The great sage Kardama said.
Tushtaha, pleased.
Tushtaha, pleased.
Aham, I am.
Aham, I am.
Adya, today.
Adya, today.
Tava, with you.
Tava, with you.
Manavi, O daughter of Manu.
Manavi, O daughter of Manu.
Manadayaha, who are respectful.
Manadayaha, who are respectful.
Shrushrushaya, by the service.
Shrushrushaya, by the service.
Paramaya, most excellent.
Paramaya, most excellent.
Paraya, highest.
Paraya, highest.
Cha, and.
Ta, and.
Bhaktya, by the devotion.
Bhaktya, by the devotion.
Yaha, that which.
Yaha, that which.
Dehinam, to the embodied.
Dehinam, to the embodied.
I am this.
I am this.
Ativa, extremely.
Ativa, extremely.
Suhrit, dear.
Suhrut, dear.
Saha, that.
Saha, that.
Dehaha, body.
Dehaha, body.
Na, not.
Na, not.
Avekshitaha, taken care of.
Avekshitaha, taken care of.
Samuchitaha, properly.
Samuchitaha, properly.
Shapitum, to expend.
Shapitum, to expend.
Madarte, on my account.
Mat arte, on my account.
Translation. Kardamuni said, O respectful daughter of Swayambhuva Manu, today I am very much pleased with you for your great devotion and most excellent loving service. Since the body is so dear to embodied beings, I am astonished that you have neglected your own body to use it on my behalf. Kardamuni said,
Kardama Muni said,
O respectful daughter
O respectful daughter
of Swayambhuva Manu,
Swayambhuva Manu,
today I am very much pleased
today I am very much pleased
with you for your great devotion and most excellent loving service. Since the body is so dear to embodied beings, I am astonished that you have neglected your own body to use it on my behalf. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Supriya Mataji, can you read the purport?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. It is indicated here that one's body is very dear, yet Devahuti was so faithful to her husband that not only did she serve him with great devotion, service, and respect, but she did not even care for her own health. This is called selfless service. It appears that Devahuti had no sense pleasure even with her husband, otherwise she would not have deteriorated in health. Acting to facilitate Kardamuni's engagement in spiritual elevation, she continually assisted him, not caring for her bodily comfort. It is the duty of a faithful and a chaste wife to help her husband in every respect, especially when the husband is engaged in Krishna consciousness. In this case, the husband also amply rewarded the wife. This is not to be expected by a woman who is a wife and ordinary person. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devam Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayesha Patreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatir Uttama Sloge Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langeyate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dina Dharinam Paramananda Matapam Shri Chaitanya Ishvara Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nidinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prajarine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyati Vishadharine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, am I clear? My voice is okay now?
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Okay. Kardama Uvacha Tushto aham adya tava manavimanadaya Shrushrushaya paramaya paraya cha bhaktya Yo dehinam ayam ativa suhritsadeho Navekshitah samuchitah kshapitum madarte. Translation. Kardamuni said, O respectful daughter of Swayambhuva Manu, today I am very much pleased with you for your great devotion and most excellent loving service. Since the body is so dear to embodied beings, I am astonished that you have neglected your own body to use it on my behalf. Hare Krishna. So beautifully, Prabhupada explains how Devahuti have been serving Kardamuni. And then this is called selfless service. Okay, so let's meditate on that part, selfless service. So when we do service or seva, what are the different types of services which we do? Bhakti is devotion, but then bhakti is devotional service according to Srila Prabhupada. And that is right. Unless you serve, I mean, if you love that person, you serve. And unless you serve, how will you love that person? So it's vice versa. So selfless service means without any ulterior or ultimate motive, which is said in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.11. Anyabhilashitaa shunyam jnana karmadhanavritam anukulena krishnanushilinam bhaktiruttama. Anya abhilashita shunyam, without any other material desire, just to please Krishna. Anukulena krishnanushilinam. Okay, and jnana and karma have nothing to do with it. Selfless service means without expecting anything in return. Not even material things, not any position, not any pride or anything, nothing comes with it, just to please the Lord. And that will makes you happy. Yayatma suprasidati. When you do that, we become so much of peaceful and happy. So here, what did Devahuti do? She did lot of great devotion, and she served Kardamuni, and she didn't even care for her own health. You know, in the Shastras, when you say take Chaitanya Charitamrita, we can see how Sanatana Goswami, he was so old that he was serving Govardhan. Every day he used to do Govardhan Parikrama, even though he was old, and read Bhagavatam. So he was serving Srimad Bhagavatam by reading. He was doing Pada Sevana with his legs. These are all different types of services which he was doing. Haridas Thakur, Srila Haridas Thakur, even though he used to chant 3 lakh holy name, even when the prasad was given to him from Jagannath Puri, he rejected that because he could not complete his rounds. That is also service, because there are service can be 2 types. So what are the 2 types of service, you know, or the seva, what we do? There are 2 types, no, to the Guru.
Vapu Seva, Vani
Yes.
Seva.
Very good. What is Vapu Seva?
Seva to the body of the, offering the seva, service to the body of the Guru. Like
And
taking care
Vani?
of him.
And
Vani is the spreading the word of the Guru. Like
following the
word of
instructions.
the-
So which is the best?
Vani Seva.
Very good. So Vani Seva is the best. Okay, so those who did IDC, you know. So Vani Seva is the best, or that is following the instructions. So when you do that then you get connected to the Guru Parampara. Vapu Seva, not all of us will be able to do. Not all of us are fortunate to do. But Vani Seva, every one of us can do. That is following the instruction of the Guru. So what was the instruction of our Guru? Chant 16 rounds and follow the 4 regulative principles. Okay, who all finished your 16 rounds before the Bhagavatam class today? Who all finished? You can raise your digital hand. Okay. Very nice. Oh, okay. Very nice. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so that's the service which you have done to your Guru, right? So you finished your, I mean, those who are doing it later, that's okay, but still finishing it in Brahma Muhurta before the Bhagavatam class, I mean, that's the real type of, I mean, you're following your Guru's instruction. Your Guru instructed you to chant 16 rounds, follow the 4 regulative principles. I'm sure you're doing that. Then chanting 16 rounds in Brahma Muhurta before Bhagavatam class, best thing you can ever do. No, I'm excluding the temple devotees because they are very busy with other service like Pujari service and some other services they have, which is really more important, which they are doing, and they can keep their rounds aside, they can finish it later. But those who are at home, they can definitely chant and finish your rounds in before the Bhagavatam class. So you're following the Guru's instructions. So Prabhupada says, when you follow the Guru's instructions, you actually start getting the mercy of the Lord. So Seva is very important, and Vani Seva is the most important thing. So let's say references from the Shastra. So the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 34th sloka, what it says? Tat vidhi pradipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Seva comes there, right? You have to do service to the spiritual master. You should be submissive and then ask questions and do service. Otherwise, why did Krishna put that word sevaya? Pariprashnena sevaya. The service comes there. So service should be there. And what are the different types of service? In temple, you can be like cutting vegetables or washing the vessels, or even taking a class or kirtan, doing kirtan, any service. At home, you can decorate your deities, do deity worship, offer bhog, make cooking is also a service. Cleaning the house is also service, because it's the temple where Krishna is residing. Studying the Shastras is also a service. Reading Prabhupada's book is a service called Swadhyay, and serving Vaishnavas. Right? So in Bhagavad Gita, there's a proof that there is seva. That pari prashnena sevaya, and also takes to Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam first canto, second chapter, 16 sloka says, Shushrusho Shraddhadanasya Vasudeva kada ruchi Syan mahat sevaya vipra, Syamahan mahat sevaya vipra. Then Punyatirtha Nishevanat. So that means Sya Mahat Sevaya. So you have to do Mahat Seva or serve the Vaishnavas or devotees of the Lord. Then what will happen? You'll get Vasudeva Kadaruchi. Now sometimes recently I was listening to the appearance of Lord Krishna, Janmashtami time. So my friend is like, how many times you heard this? And are you not getting bored? No, the devotees feel like it's fresh every time. No, Nava Yavanam Cha. Krishna's and Krishna's pastimes are very fresh. How much ever time you heard, you feel like hearing it again and again. So how do you develop that ruchi, Vasudeva Katha ruchi? That by doing Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra. Bhagavatam also says you have to do seva. Then Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that you have to do seva. What is the seva you do? 16 chapter, 70th sloka, Madhya Leela. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Prabhu kahe Vaishnav seva, Nama Sankirtan. Vaishnav seva, Nama Sankirtan. Dui kare Shri Kripave Krishna Racharan. If you do Vaishnav Seva and Nama Sankirtan. Nama Sankirtan is there, chanting and Kirtan is going on, but Vaishnav Seva, you have to do serve a Vaishnava, you have to do service. Otherwise, we can't advance in Krishna consciousness. Also, Chaitanya Charitamrita also says in third chapter, 137 sloka, Haridas Thakur says that what we should do, Nirantara Namalo Kara Tulsi Seva. He is telling to the prostitute that Nirandara Namalo, always chant the holy name. Kara Tulsi Seva, you have to serve the Tulsi. Achirate Pabetumi Krishna Racharan. Then you can get Krishna's lotus feet easily. So all the Shastras, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita specifies on Seva. So service is very important in our life. And when we do service, what happens? Our false ego gets crushed. Now, once a scientist came to Prabhupada and he thought he might get a very nice post or something, some kind of nice service. But then Prabhupada looked at him and told to his disciples, telling to wash the pots in the kitchen, DT kitchen. And disciples are like, Prabhupada, he's a scientist and you're washing the vessel service to him. First time he came to our temple. And Prabhupada's like, yes, he's puffed up with so much of materialistic knowledge. And when he washed the vessels, what happens? When we are cleaning the temple, when you're cleaning our house, it's actually Cheto Tarpana Marjanam. We are actually cleaning the heart and the impurities will go away. So Prabhupada's like, just by cleaning the vessels, he will go back to Godhead. The Chaitanya Charitamrita was not published very soon. And Prabhupada was so angry and so, not angry, he was like kind of desperate to publish it. So he told all the disciples, you publish Chaitanya Charitamrita in 2 months. If you do that, then 24 hours they started working for it, and in 2 months they published. So Prabhupada said that whoever translated or worked in editing and all that in Chaitanya Charitamrita, I will personally take them back to Godhead because of their selfless service. Gargamuni, who gave the dictaphone to Prabhupada, he was recording all the Bhagavatam and everything in the dictaphone. You'll see in a photos. So Gargamuni, he's still in Vrindavan now. Prabhupada personally told him, I will take you back to Godhead just because you gave me this dictaphone. So you don't know, when you serve a Vaishnava, when you serve a Bhagavatam, when you serve the holy name. So serving the holy name means chanting the holy name regularly or doing kirtan. Serving the scriptures, Bhagavatam means reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So when you do these service, what will happen? We'll get special mercy. So the Devahuti was doing selfless service. And here it is said, Prabhupada says that since he was in Krishna consciousness, she was assisting him, right? So she continuously assisting him, not caring for her bodily comfort. Sometimes some people were saying that you keep service ahead and you don't take care of your health. No, Krishna will give, Krishna will supply, Krishna will give you good health if you're really interested in service. And it is also said your energy flows where your intention is. Like if you intend to serve, if you intend to chant the holy name, read the scriptures, most of the time devotees say, I don't have time to read the scriptures. I don't have time. But then you have time for many other things. No? But if your intention is to every day read the scriptures, your energy will definitely flow to that. And you'll never get tired by doing devotional service. So here, she was completely engaged in lifting up her husband in Krishna consciousness. And here it is said she helped her husband in every respect, especially when he was engaged in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so this is one example. There is another example of Jaydev Goswami. So Jaydev Goswami, who composed the Dashavatar Stotra and the Gita Govinda. The Gita Govinda is sung in Jagannath Puri every night for when Jagannath Lord goes to sleep. So it is so famous that Gita Govinda, the Jaydev Goswami, didn't want to get married at all. But then finally, Krishna, Jagannath, arranged in such a way that he had to marry Padmavati. So her name is Padmavati because her parents didn't have a child, and they offered Padma or lotus flower to Jagannath, and that's how they got the daughter. So they named her Padmavati, and they promised that when she become matured, like 18 years, they will surrender her for the service of Jagannath. So the parents came and left her in the temple. But what will Jagannath do with her? She needs some protection. She needs somebody to take care. So Jagannath came in the dream of Padmavati's father and said, you have to get your daughter married to Jaydev Goswami. And Jaydev Goswami want to be a brahmachari. He don't want to get married. He want to be a Naishtik brahmachari. But then Krishna had some other plan, because somebody should serve him. No, if he want to advance in Krishna consciousness, someone should make prasad for him and do service to him. So somehow Jagannath arranged their marriage, and because it was Jagannath's decision, Jaydev Goswami agreed, and both of them started serving. They had Radha Madhav deities and they started serving. So first they have to have a hut to live. So Jaydev Goswami was on top of the hut, and he was putting all the sheets there for the hut. And then suddenly he saw somebody was lifting the sheets and giving to him when he was on the roof. Then he looked down from there. He saw his wife in the kitchen cooking. Then he's like, who else is helping me? It was Madhav. It was the Lord himself who came to help him. And you know how Jaydev Goswami was writing Gita Govinda. He went to take bath, and the Lord himself came and wrote this one, Gita Govinda. And he took prasad, which was cooked by Padmavati, and left the remnants. So Padmavati got the darshan of Lord than Jaydev Goswami. Why? Because she was serving a Vaishnava. Even though Jaydev Goswami was a pure devotee, the Lord got pleased by Padmavati. So it is said that both of them, they are eternally husband and wife in Golok Vrindavan serving the Lord. You can see their Pushpa Samadhi in Radha Damodar Temple Vrindavan. So how they were engaging each other. So it is said that if there is a big rock, nothing wrong to be a brahmachari, because that's the best thing you can ever do. But that is possible in a male body, and taking vanaprastha and sannyas like that. But there is a grihastha ashrama also for Matajis especially. And many of us are grihasthas. We can just run off like that. But in grihastha life also, we can advance in Krishna consciousness. It is said that if there is a big rock and you can't push it alone, because there's a big rock and you have to push it to the top of the hill, it's not possible. But if you have some more hands, somebody else to help you, assist you. Similarly, we all are going towards the path of God realization or love of Godhead. Go back to Krishna. So when we are going back in our life, in our journey, if there is someone else, a partner who is in Krishna consciousness, I mean, we should have the mercy of the Lord to be like that. But even though the husband or the wife is not Krishna conscious, still, if they are supporting you, if they are not rejecting you from chanting and not stopping you from your devotional service, still they are supportive, right? Even though they are not fortunate enough to come to Krishna consciousness now, might be in near future they will come because you are praying for them. So definitely they'll come. It's because of karma. We don't have to be upset for that. So it's just because of karma. And then if they're not stopping you, still that's an advantage for you, right? So here it is said we should help each other to advance in Krishna consciousness. And she was not even taking care of her body, right? Her health was completely deteriorated. Prabhu was saying that she was a princess, and then how she did service without even taking care of her body. So that is called selfless service, no? Without even expecting anything in return, not even taking care of her own health, she was serving the Lord. So this was also how Madhavendra Puri did. So when Madhavendra Puri was like 95 plus, he was, and when Gopal, his deity, came in the dream and said, Madhavendra Puri, I want Malaya Chandan. Go to Jagannath Puri and get Chandan for me. And I want you yourself to go. So he was 95 plus, he could have arranged someone else, but because Lord wanted him to go, why Lord wanted him to go? Because another pastime had to happen on the way, that Kirchur Gopinath. now stealing the key of the Lord. That pastime have to happen. So the Lord told Madhavendra Puri to do. So he was 95 plus and still he went to lift the Malaya Chandan told by the Lord. That was selfless service what he did, right? And also Narottam Das Thakur, when Lokanath Goswami, his Guru Maharaj, said that I will not accept any disciple, Narottam Das Thakur was so sincere and he wanted to get initiated. So he went and cleaned where his Guru used to go for passing stool and urine. So he used to clean that place and hide in the bush. But finally he was discovered and then he was given Diksha. But then that's a service what he did. So Prabhupada have a lot of disciples who were like so sincerely doing service to please Prabhupada actually. So Prabhupada once was celebrating his birthday. So they were Vyasa Puja, but before that they didn't know what Vyasa Puja is. So they arranged a 3-layer cake for Prabhupada and eggless, and then they went to his room and they told Prabhupada, close your eyes and make a wish and then blow the candles in the cake. And Prabhupada was closing his eyes and he blew the candles. So the cake was given after offering to Lord. And then everyone asked, Prabhupada, what did you wish when you close your eyes? Prabhupada's like, I just wish that you all advance in Krishna consciousness, that you all spread this cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu far and wide. He didn't ask anything for himself. And he wanted the mission of Krishna consciousness to be spread. So that was Prabhupada. And Prabhupada's service attitude, even his disciples got. I've already shared the story, how Yamuna Devidasi, she wanted to serve Prabhupada some hot rice and he was traveling in a train. And in the train, the pantry, they won't allow you in the train kitchen for making personal things. No, nobody is allowed. But she went inside and she, she kind of told them that she scared them by saying that I'll jump off the train if you don't let me cook for my spiritual master. And they allowed. And finally she cooked, made hot rice and offered to the Lord and gave it to Srila Prabhupada in the train, in a running train. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj, who was Prabhupada's secretary for a long time, was working so hard for the Mayapur plot. Now, recently we went and the Mayapur Chandrodaya temple, wherever the Mayapur temple is now. So the plot was not ours, the land. And there were so many things happening. Prabhupada was very anxious because it was the instruction of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and all the acharyas to have a temple in Mayapur. So finally, Tamal Krishna Maharaj the land and he came back. Prabhupada was so upset and he said, Prabhupada, the land is all yours. And Prabhupada was like so relaxed. And immediately Tamal Krishna Maharaj asked, what is my next service? So that's a service attitude. He just finished his service and he's again asking, what is my next service? So we don't know that when we serve, what will happen. Most of you would have experienced, if you go, especially during Janmashtami, we have experienced that all of us were busy, very busy with service, so many kinds of service, right? And some people were sweating like anything. It was raining, but still it was hot kind of. And then we were sweating. So it is said when we are sweating after doing our service to the Lord, what happens? Our ego gets crushed and humility comes in us. And whatever knowledge, transcendental knowledge we have, that gets digested. That means you will start realizing the knowledge. So just by reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, your knowledge won't get realized to you. So in order to understand the real philosophy, we have to do service. Because there was initially neophyte devotees, they're not interested in service. They're like, who will do cutting the vegetables and cleaning and all that? I'll just sit and chant and do kirtan and all that. I'm fine. No, that's not the real service. You see, great temple presidents also do service. I need to share this. So I was thinking how Namanishta Prabhu, being a temple president, he was so humble that on the previous day, when we reached Mangalore, that was the Mangalore Yatra, not all the devotees didn't come yet, but then they had to be served dinner. So all of them were in different hotels, and few devotees were there. It was night 9 o'clock, and the prasad was just ready. It was very hot and it was just ready. So night 9 o'clock, we have to serve prasad to everyone. So Prabhu was there, we all were there. So we all were busy packing in the boxes to be taken to the hotels. So some hotels we gave, but then there was like the beach resort where Atul Krishna Prabhu was staying. So there the prasad had to be supplied. So all of them never know people. Everyone just went somewhere and nobody was there. We all were just to leave, and there was a packet of food with the sabji and all. So one Prabhu, I think Guru Raj Prabhu, someone left with the rice and all, and there was this sabji there and nobody to take it. And Prabhu was chanting, but suddenly Prabhu saw nobody is there. He just put his chanting bead bag on his neck and he took that sabji vessel himself and he started walking. So I was like, see his service attitude. He's the temple president. He don't have to do it. But then still he was serving the Vaishnavas because he was thinking it's night, 9 o'clock. How will they sleep without having prasad? And so he was rushing on the middle of the night. So the service attitude should be there, and whichever position we are, how much ever advanced we are, still serving Vaishnavas, they will give us a lot of mercy. So serve whenever we get an opportunity to serve. It may not be personal service which we do, or else something like online Bhagavad Gita classes going on. Some kind of service you can do. If you're not able to teach, you can be an admin, you can be a co-host, you can help in so much of services there. So much is there. You can be a volunteer, you can be a volunteer facilitator. So many services are available. But if you don't take this opportunity, then you're missing the mercy. So actually, just by chanting the holy name, just reading the books and just thinking that, oh, I've done a lot of service. No, we have to involve ourselves in the preaching of Krishna consciousness movement. That is called selfless service without expecting anything in return. We may not be getting any position or anything, but still we'll get a lot of mercy. So that is very important. So here it is said that how Devahuti, so much service she did to Kardamuni that the Lord personality, Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord Krishna himself came as a son, as Kapila Devi, you can see later on, and she'll be given transcendental advice and she'll go back to Godhead. So just because of her service attitude, she was rewarded so much of benefit. So Vani and Vapu Seva, I said how it is important. And also we know how Raghunath Das Goswami, he didn't even take care of his health. Yesterday, Prabhu was mentioning, he used to go to Jagannath Puri where this rice, water will be there, and the old rice, like 2-3 days old rice will be thrown. Even the cows doesn't eat, the dogs doesn't eat. He takes that, wash it, and then takes it. And later on, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and grabbed it. So Raghunath Das Goswami, even though becoming a Zamindar son, still he was so humble, and because that was what he thought, that's enough to take it. So much taking care of our body is not the real thing which helps. So one Mataji had a beauty parlor. So she later on came to Krishna consciousness. So beauty parlor and Krishna consciousness doesn't go hand in hand because in one part in Krishna consciousness we say we are not this body, and you go to the parlor and we put a lot of makeup and all that, do all the facial things and all, and they say that we are not this body, and in the parlor she is actually serving their bodies. I mean the other Matajis who come. So it was not going. I mean, on one side she says, I am not this body, we are spirit soul. And in the beauty parlor, she's just doing all material things for the body. So she was confused what to do. And then later on, she started chanting, and instead of, the beauty parlor thing was going on, but then she started distributing Bhagavad Gita there, started telling them the importance of holy name, and whoever comes, she gives some dry Krishna Prasad to them. So it was becoming like a satsang there, small get together where all the Matajis come, and she used to talk about Krishna and all that. But later on, as she took Diksha and everything, later on she closed the parlor because it was not going hand in hand. So whatever we practice, I mean, whatever we study, it should be practiced in our life if possible. So there are circumstances where we can't practice things, but that's how the realization came. So so yes, so we should also know that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he was also like 90 plus when he started writing Chaitanya Charitamrita, and still he wrote for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pleasure. Okay, so the surface attitude of Hanuman, I'll stop with this, has to be mentioned definitely. How we know when his tail was on fire, he went and burned the whole Lanka. So Hanuman's service attitude is so strong that Sita Devi and Lakshman was wondering how to stop his service. They were just having fun. Every day Hanuman used to serve so much to Lord Ram that we are not getting service. Tomorrow when he comes, we won't give any service to Hanuman. So they made a plan, and they gave the service to everybody except Hanuman. So when he came, there was no service. Everyone took the service of the Lord Ram, and he was very frustrated and dull. When we don't get service, we're like, I didn't get any service, very good. Or when we get a lot of service, we're like, why only me to serve? Why I'm getting all this? But we don't know that's mercy flowing. But Hanuman, on the other hand, was in Dasya Bhav always, and he wanted to serve Lord Ram somehow. So he saw all the service have been taken up by all the monkeys, and Sita Devi and Lakshman took the service, and they were laughing inside, and they were watching what Hanuman will do. And Lord Ram, he understands everything. And Lord Ram, purposely, he started yawning. 2-3 times he started yawning. Lord doesn't yawn, but still he was yawning. So when he was doing yawning, Hanuman thought of one service. So he went near Lord Ram, and when Lord Ram was yawning, then Hanuman started doing this. Sometimes when we yawn, we do like this. So Hanuman took that service of doing this when Lord Ram was yawning. So just imagine his service attitude. And when Mata Sita was, the Maya Sita was taken by Ravan and then to Ashokavana. So when Hanuman went there, he could fly over and go. And then from there, he said, Mata Sita, I'll take you back. Just climb on my shoulder, because I have lifted a mountain. You can climb over my shoulder. I'll take you back to Lord Ram. Then Mata says, like, how will you take me back? You're so small. Then he started meditating on Lord Ram's name, and he chanted Ram, Ram, Ram. He became so big. Hanuman became so huge. And then he told Sita Devi just to climb on him. But then Sita Mata is like, no, just become small, because Ravan will see and it'll be a big issue. Don't become so big, become small. And he became very small. So Mata Sita asked, Hanuman, what is your real size? Are you really small or are you really big? And Hanuman gave a wonderful reply. He said, Mother Sita, I'm really small. I'm really small. But for Lord Ram's service, I can become the bigger than the biggest. So I can become anything just for Lord Ram's service. So that's a service attitude which we should all develop. And that will be possible by sincerely chanting the holy name, serving the Nama Prabhu. And the holy name is also a Prabhu. We serve the holy name by chanting. We serve Bhagavatam, Shastras by reading and hearing it. We even serve the Lord through his Archa Vigraha. And also we serve Vaishnavas, which is the greatest service which we can ever do. So we can't directly serve Srila Prabhupada, at least indirectly serve Prabhupada through his books, and also helping him to preach this mission of Krishna consciousness far wide. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. If there is any question pertaining to today's topic, only today's topic, please raise your hands, or you can put in the chat. Not, I won't take it from any other topics, okay? Because it will go far and wide if we take some other topic. Yes, Shubham Prabhu, Hare Krishna. What's your question? Yes,
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, no, this is a question. Actually, I want to give you the good news that we are blessed with baby girl 2 days back.
Hare
Yeah, baby girl.
Nice.
So your blessing and prayers.
Hare chant the holy name in baby's ears. Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. My blessings are nothing, but we all pray, all of us, please pray that the baby becomes a nice Krishna conscious child. Yes, Neeraja Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, just now you told that it was Maya Sita who Ravana took her, no Mataji, it was Maya Sita. Then why after killing Ravana, Rama, why did he abandon Sita? She was not the original Sita who Ravan took, no? Why did he abandon her?
Didn't abandon. Not that is all the different pastime that happened, but actually when the Agni Pariksha was happening, that fire thing, Maya Sita got crushed there and original Sita came. So that is one thing. And the rest of the pastime, don't go to it. It's all for the Leela pastime that happened, Mataji. So it's not abandoning and all. Just because one of the person in the country, they said that I won't accept a wife like that. So just to prove that Lord Ram is a pious person, he did that. And Mother Sita, Lakshmi Devi, she cannot be separated from Narayan. She's always with him. And she went back to her mother's womb, in the sense, the Bhumi Devi, this thing happened. So that's all. It's not abandoning, never happens, Mataji. Lord is always with his pleasure potency. Just for the pastime purpose, it just happened like that. Okay. Hare Krishna. So anybody have any questions, other questions, or we can just stop here? So nobody, even Ravana is Jaya Vijaya. So all these are pastime that happened. So we should understand, we should not always see Lord's pastime in material platform, thinking that, oh, how can a husband abandon a wife, something like that. No, Lord's pastime cannot be analyzed in our material mundane senses. That's foolishness. So we should always respect the Leela and never doubt the Leelas or pastimes. Okay, and the Lord is always merciful. Okay, just to prove the Leela or do some pastime, he did that. Otherwise, Maya Sita, I mean, Ravan cannot touch Mata Sita because she's Lakshmi Devi herself. Okay, Hare Krishna, I think we can stop here. So please plan for the Puri Yatra. I mean, it's a wonderful yatra to go. And also, please, whoever is willing for aspire and shelter and initiation, please do fill the forms very soon. And those who have not done ISKCON Disciple course yet, we will be starting a ISKCON Disciple course soon. So you can all join then. Okay. Otherwise, yeah. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you, Prabhu. Vancha kalpada rupasya kripa sindhupe eva cha padidana pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha kodi vaishnavavrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.